What's up, YouTube? Today we're over at Badin Lake. It's dammed up by the Narrows Dam for hydroelectric, and looks like some water usage for some area communities. But this lake has a railroad track that runs, it's active by it in this section. Yeah. But we're going to attempt to go to Graveyard Island and explore some of those graves there that they relocated back in the early 1900s when they built the dam. So Narrows Dam was built in 1917, and they relocated several graves. Over 300 bodies are on Graveyard Island. Yeah. So we're going to see if we can check it out and document it, and we'll get back to you. But what we do know about Badin Lake is it's 190 foot deep.
It's huge.
It's maximum, and it averages about 90 foot deep. So it's a deep lake. It's the valley that was flooded when they built the Narrows Dam. So no towns are underneath it, but the valley. So there's trees, old structures probably from farms, and things like that on the bottom. And we'll get back to you and tell you some more information as we go. But check these neat tracks when they cross here. This is the active track, and then this one, this side here, is the inactive track. That's the one that goes toward Graveyard Island and eventually Palmer Island. And then there's a World War II plane on the bottom of this lake too, on the other side of Palmer Island, because Palmer Mountain is located on that island, and it is on the bottom of this lake to this day. And 2 people lost their lives. The 2 pilots were in their 20s, and they're dead, and their bodies were never recovered as well. But anyway, we'll tell you more about that stuff. We're gonna take a little walk and get back to you. So that's their gate, I guess, to block it off. There's a number of train carts on the track. Yeah. We'll have to go around those, but we are at Graveyard Island, and you can access by boat or walk down these old abandoned or inactive tracks. But our idea is this: why not make this a trail to the island?
Yeah, that's the smart way.
And make an entrance onto it for historical value, and clean it up a little bit and do it that way. You can get grant money for that. Something the people of Alcoa or whatever, who owns all this and did the dam and created the movement of these bodies, we need to keep the historical value alive and not do what they're doing and just letting it deteriorate without a care and blocking it up with train carts. So what else happened out here, buddy?
2015, there was a fire. Burnt a good portion of the island.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, Google that. There was a fire on the island in 2015, and fire managed it. Not really, because there's no structures on it. So they went out and started a fire on the perimeter near the water to help burn that fire out, and they let the fire bases burn the island and burn itself out. That was 2015. There's your fire evidence. Lots of train carts on the back side of this island, and that needs to be removed, and we need to value this historic area. But that's what it looks like on the island. Definitely don't recommend summertime, but yeah, you can tell there's evidence of fire, charred tree trunks and branches that are out here. All right, let's go see if we can find some grave markers. It's a marker, and then you got stones. Even you can tell these have been cut stones. Honestly, if you were poor, that's what you got. You were relocated here with just stones thrown on top. That's the value of corporate America. No value, you know? So the 300 bodies are on this thing at least. And there's 3 cemeteries, cemetery 1, 2, and 3. 1 would be near the far end of the island, toward Palmer Island. 2 is north of it, and 3 is west of it. That's how the layout is. But you got a lot of stones, that's all it is a stone. And then they want to block it and hide it. They want everybody just to forget about Graveyard Island. And I don't think we should. So hopefully there'll be some reconsideration down the road. And at the time it was a French company. And the last name of the fella was Badin. That's why he got town of Badin and Badin Lake. So from that French company that started all this damming and aluminum smelting plant. So let's check out and see what else we can find. Hole in the log. That's weird. Isn't that cool?
We found one of the graveyards. Just several headstones just lined up. All out here. Tons of them. Unmarked.
We landed on a lot of stones. So like this, you know, no markings, but they're all up here. So this is probably graveyard 1. And we got one here, as you can see. And as you see the small one, and this one's still sitting up. And then as you go down, you see stone heads all over the place. There's dozens out here, dozens and dozens right here. See, look, this big one's standing up. Can't see the markers.
They're all unmarked.
And one behind us too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's any reading on it. So yeah, guys, this is crazy, but there's lots of markers. I mean, lots of marked bodies. We've lost count. The most recent body buried on Graveyard Island was 1946, about 30 years after the dam was built, just about, in 1917. So her family was buried on, or relocated here to Graveyard Island. So in 1946, she chose to be buried out here with her family members. And then the oldest grave that's been found on this island was Sally Chisholm, C-H-I-S-H-O-L-M, born 1784, died 1819. It's somewhere on this island. Findagrave.com had some information. But yeah, if you look, there's fallen trees. A lot of tree falls occurred over time. And like if you look, like this is a marker right there. And then you got one behind you, right here. And then on the other side, I mean, you got them going left and right. And trees are falling in everywhere. So as you see, it's very unkept.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna explore a little more, and then we'll get back to you. If we find a couple that we can read any, we'll get back to you.
We found one with some writing on it.
David?
We can't quite read. Pennington.
Cambridge?
Hang? Oh no.
Nancy?
Nancy.
So David and Nancy.
And there's somebody else. And then some 1916.
And check this big one out over here, guys. There's writing on it. But I can't make that out.
This is falling into disrepair.
You see this? It's huge.
Yeah, it sounds at a bad angle, but another old gravestone.
And guys, you gotta check this out. Look at these big ones over here. Alright. We found a really good one, guys. Check this out. This one you can read really good.
Oh, this one's proper. Second lieutenant.
I'm glad his is
Fourth
marked
NC
well.
infantry.
And look beside
This one's
it.
old too.
There's two more. Look these two.
Yeah.
Dude,
Some more. It's hard to read them. Francis Locke.
do me a favor. You don't have to... Look what he got. Got a little largemouth. Largemouth bass. That's nice. Let's throw him back in. Check it out. Badin Lake view. But yes, guys, we decided to throw a lure in a couple times.
Yep.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed our adventure. It's the graveyard island here at Badin Lake.
Yeah, it was fun.
What we learned is how deep this thing is. Like I said, 190 feet is the max depth, 90 feet average. Now, we told you about that B-25 bomber. The wheel of the plane is in the Badin Museum in the town of Badin. We've seen it there already in the past. Palmer Mountain, the island further down below Graveyard Island, that's where that plane probably went down in that area. Pretty cool stuff. Those graves, I hope they turn out in the video. They were some very old grave markers, and we found that a veteran that was buried out there. Just hope they'll consider putting a trail out and
Fixing it up.
yeah, fixing it up so people can visit. And it's just, they're letting it go away. Alcoa, shame on you. But do something about that. Like I say, I think there should be a trail where the railroad is and access to the island, and maybe they could put some signage up instead of, you know, keep out or whatever about the history of that and those members. But anyway, let us know if you know of a place that you want us to go locally or around here or in North Carolina. We're up for new ideas, but in the future we plan on doing some more Burkhead Wilderness stuff. Uwharrie, we got that on our agenda, and some more state parks. But if you know any other secrets of Badin Lake, hit us up. Give us a like, subscribe. Check it out, guys. Largemouth bass.
Wow.
But hey, we saw a sign out front. What did it say? It said only one fish
Per week.
per one fish meal per week out of Badin because of some kind of
And you gotta be older than 16 to eat them.
the chemicals or something. So I don't know, man. What's going on with the fish of Badin? But hey, two bass right out here. We're at the old Whitney boat launch.
Yep.